Welcome back to our Proverbs series. This has become one of my favorite series that we've ever done. We are reading through the book of Proverbs in the Passion Translation this time. It is a powerful translation. It is well thought out, well studied, well researched. I didn't know this at first, but man, it's powerful. The bottom, the footnotes, is basically a mini study Bible as it goes through the Hebrew, the Greek, the Aramaic, the original meanings and context, and all kinds of really cool stuff. It's awesome. What we've been doing, we're going to dive into Proverbs 19, which holds some really interesting truths here that I think are going to open our eyes to some stuff. But we've been starting every episode by reading Proverbs 1:1. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so that you can see all these new videos and trainings and lessons that we have coming out. So, Proverbs 1:1, it says this: "Here are kingdom revelations, words to live by, words of wisdom given to empower you to reign in life." These are words given through Solomon by God. God gave them to him. He gave them to us so that we have words of wisdom to empower us, give us the ability to reign in life, R-E-I-G-N. The footnotes to that word says, the Hebrew word for Proverbs means more than just a wise saying. It can also mean to rule, reign in power, and take dominion. That's why he gave this to us, so we could rule, reign in power, and take dominion. So that makes us way more powerful than just a collection of good thoughts to think on today. Verse 19, "It's better to be honest, even if it leads to poverty, than to live as a dishonest fool. The best way to live is with revelation knowledge, for without it, you will grow impatient and run right into error." The footnote on that word error says, or sin. The best way to live is with revelation knowledge. This is revealed knowledge from the Holy Spirit. We get that by reading the Word. For without it, you will grow impatient. So, if you've been impatient, it might be due to a lack of revelation knowledge. This is how this word works, is it reveals things like this to us. It slices and dices, it cuts us up a little bit. It's a little bit painful. I've been impatient lately. That means I need to get more word in me, and I need to get some of this revelation knowledge. I need to get some understanding going on here, not just reading words, check a box every day. There are some people who ruin their own lives and then blame it all on God. Pretty savage. Not you, you would never do that, but you might know some people who have, and it helps give you some understanding where it's like, man, they're just so mad at God and they're saying all these different things, but you talk to them and you're like, that God didn't do that, guys. Like, that was, you weren't putting him first. You haven't been getting in the Word. You're not even going to church. Cussing, drinking, smoking, sleeping around, and then horrible things happened, and you're mad at God? It's kind of like, hey man, some people ruin their own lives and they blame it on God. God's not doing that, but you've opened the door to the enemy and allowed him to run rampant in you. You've heard me say it a bunch. I'll probably say it forever. A lot of the mistakes we make are not giving Satan the credit for stuff. We give God the credit. The person gets mad at God for something the devil did. Remember John 10:10 says, man, the devil, the thief, he only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Jesus is talking here, and he says, but I came to give you life and life in abundance to the full till it overflows. So if something in your life has been stolen, killed, or destroyed, that is the devil. That is not God. Don't give God the credit for what Satan's doing. That's why people are mad. They're blaming it on God, frustrated with God. And he's like, yo, man, that was Satan. And you let it happen. I was telling you. I was warning you. I was trying to get you back at church. I was trying to get you to change your channel and not watch that stuff. I was trying to get you back around more friends. But you kept isolating, hiding, making your own wayward decisions. I'm going to keep going. Verse 4. Being wealthy means having lots of friends, in quotation. But the poor can keep the ones they have. Perjury won't go unpunished, and liars will get all that they deserve. See, when you read this stuff, maybe we got to read it like an absolute. Liars will get what they deserve. Have you been lying? Lying is interesting because it feels like there's different degrees of it, right? A little white lie and that kind of thing. I've been working on to like just even those little white lies. Let's dial this stuff in and let's get real here, because there's lots of scriptures that talk about things like this. Everyone wants to be close to the rich and famous, but a generous person has all the friends he wants. When a man is poor, even his family have no use for him. How much more will his friends avoid him? For though he begs for help, they won't respond. Do yourself a favor and love wisdom. Learn all you can, then watch your life flourish and prosper. I'm going to highlight that one. Do yourself a favor and love wisdom. Learn all you can, then watch your life flourish and prosper. Man, that's good. In Proverbs 8, there's actually several, but I remember the ones at 8 specifically said that with wisdom come honor and riches. Oh, one of them just says wealth and fame. Package deal. Comes together with wisdom. So here it says, do yourself a favor and love wisdom. Learn all you can, then watch your life flourish and prosper. That's Proverbs 19:8. Tell lies, and you're going to get caught. And the habitual liar is doomed. Are you a habitual liar? I personally know people. It's like they're lying left and right. Usually it's in the form of exaggerations and white lies. But man, the habitual liar is doomed. It doesn't seem right when you see a fool living in the lap of luxury or a prideful servant ruling over princes. An understanding person demonstrates patience, for mercy means holding your tongue. When you are insulted, be quick to forgive and forget it, for you are virtuous when you overlook an offense. Yeah, that's another good one. When you are insulted, be quick to forgive and forget it. Did you guys know I get insulted? Can you believe that? Mainly people in the YouTube comments and stuff like that, social media. For you are virtuous when you overlook an offense. When you're insulted, be quick to forgive and forget it. The rage of a king is like the roar of a lion, but his sweet favor is like a gentle, refreshing rain. A rebellious son breaks a father's heart, and a nagging wife can drive you crazy. You can inherit houses and land from your parents, but a good wife only comes as a gracious gift from God. Verse 15. Go ahead, be lazy and passive, but you'll go hungry if you live that way. That word lazy, we did a study on it in one of our other lessons. And it simply means be disinclined to take action, similar to the word passive. Because a lot of times, they'll say, oh, I'm not lazy. But then it's like, but you haven't taken any action. You haven't launched the business, started the thing, made the sales calls, knocked on the doors, sent the emails. Disinclined to action. You go hungry. Verse 16, honor God's holy instructions, and life will go well for you. But if you despise his ways and choose your own plans, you will die. Wow. Honor God's holy instructions, and life will go well for you. That's simple. That's clear and direct. But if you despise his ways and choose your own plans, you will die. That word despise, we think it means hate. The true definition typically means you think little of it. So I think little of it. So like I know his plans. I know what he wants me to do. But that's not going to make me the money I need to make. Oh, I don't want to go into ministry because my parents did, and I'm not living broke. They're in ministry and they're broke and struggled their whole lives. I'm not doing that. I will never be broke. So I'm going into business. That's what this is talking about. Honor God's holy instructions and life will go well for you. But if you despise his ways and choose your own plans, you'll die. He's got instructions for you. Let's just be real and honest. Are you following him? The devil wants you to think life will be bad when you get over there into God's will and follow the instructions. The truth is, that's where real life is. That's where life on fire is. That's where things get amazing. Over here, there's going to be pain, sorrow, struggle, and strife. You might, maybe, have some financial success at first, but it will not be long-lasting and it will not be true prosperity. Because Proverbs 10:22 says, the blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow to it. So if you do it the other way without God, there will be sorrow to it. Verse 17, every time you give to the poor, you make a loan to the Lord. Don't worry, you'll be repaid in full for all the good you've done. Again, these are absolutes. These are precepts. Do this, get that. If you give to the poor, you give a loan to the Lord, don't worry, you'll be repaid in full for all the good you've done. It's a promise. Don't be afraid to discipline your children while they're still young enough to learn. Don't indulge your children or be swayed by their protests. That's good parenting right there. Verse 19. A hot-tempered man has to pay the price for his anger. If you bail him out once, you'll do it 12 times. There's a lot in here about being hot-tempered. It must be important. If you struggle with that, you need to listen to these again, and you need to make a decision that you're not going to be that person. And don't be like, oh, I can't help it, and I'm from an Italian family, let's just show it. No, stop. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. All things, including follow your holy instructions, including operate in godly character. Again, this is probably at least the fourth proverb we've read about the dangers of being a hot-tempered person. In one of the most recent ones, it says, don't hang around hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. So if I hang around them, it will endanger my soul. That means their soul is endangered. If you're a hot-tempered person, your soul's in danger right now. Don't be that person. It's a choice. It's a decision. Ask God to help you, but then make the decision. You won't be one. Listen well to wise counsel and be willing to learn from correction, so that by the end of your life, you'll be known for your wisdom. This is another one. This is easily the fourth, maybe even the fifth time this has come up. Probably more than that, actually. Listen well to wise counsel and be willing to learn from correction. So there's lots of times, I've had some conversations recently with some people who are launching some business stuff that I'm an expert in, that is my expertise, and they know that, and yet they did not ask for my help. Well, we talked to them. They'll start with, like, I didn't want to bother you, but then they'll get into it, and they're like, well, I should be able to figure this out. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I've seen other people do it. I can do this. And it's like, that's not what we're doing here. There's help to be given. There's counsel to be given. There's correction to be given. Listen to that correction. Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't get my situation. See, my situation's unique. And be correctable, be coachable, be teachable. That's what the other Proverbs talk about. Be teachable. Have a teachable heart, a teachable spirit, coachable heart. Learn from correction. Be able to take correction from the right people. A person may have many ideas concerning God's plan for his life, but only the designs of God's purpose will succeed in the end. Only the designs of God's purpose will succeed in the end. It's good. A man is charming when he displays tender mercies to others, and a lover of God who is poor and promises nothing is better than a rich liar who never kept his promises. Talk a lot about liars in this chapter 19. When you live a life of abandoned love, surrendered before the awe of God, here's what you'll experience: abundant life, continual protection, and complete satisfaction. Wow. I'm all about that. Abundant life, continual protection, and complete satisfaction. That's what life looks like when you're surrendered before the awe of God. Abandoned love, surrendered before the awe of God. You will experience abundant life, continual protection, and complete satisfaction. So if you're not experiencing those things, again, Proverbs are written mostly in precept form. If you do this, you get that. Conditional promises. Meet these conditions, get this result. Don't meet the conditions, don't get the result. So, if you're not experiencing abundant life, continual protection, and complete satisfaction, perhaps you're not living a life of abandoned love surrendered before Him. Maybe you haven't surrendered to Him and say, God, I want what you want from my life. My life is yours. What are we doing? Let's go. Take a minute and do that. Let's get surrendered to Him. And then let's experience what He just promised. All right, almost done here. Verse 24. There are some people who pretend they're hurt, deadbeats who won't even work to feed themselves. If you punish the insolent who don't know any better, they will learn not to mock. But if you correct a wise man, he will grow even wiser. If you correct a wise man, he will grow even wiser. So there's that correction again. Children who mistreat their parents are an embarrassment to their family and a public disgrace. So listen, my child, don't reject correction. There it is again. 3 times on the same page. Don't reject correction, or you will certainly wander from the ways of the truth. A corrupt witness makes a mockery of justice, for the wicked never play by the rules. Judgment is waiting for those who mock the truth, and foolish living invites a beating. I want to go back up to that verse 27 real quick. So listen, my child, don't reject correction, or you will certainly wander from the ways of the truth. The footnote says, you will stop listening to instruction that contradicts what you know is true. Or I read that wrong. It's instruction to stop listening to instruction that contradicts what you know is the truth. Man, this is good. It talks again a lot about being coachable, correctable, teachable. I think my favorite might have been that verse 23. When you live a life of abandoned love, surrendered before the awe of God, here's what you'll experience: abundant life, continual protection, and complete satisfaction. Verse 16 was good. Honor God's holy instructions, and life will go well for you. But if you despise His ways and choose your own plans, you will die. When you're insulted, be quick to forgive and forget, for you are virtuous when you overlook an offense. The best way to live is with revelation knowledge, for without it, you'll grow impatient and run into error. And then verse 8, do yourself a favor and love wisdom. Learn all you can. Watch your life flourish and prosper. Appreciate you guys hopping on today. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. If this blesses you, head over to increaseministries.com. We got all kinds of awesome stuff that will teach you God's word at a deeper level, show you how to extract the truths and promises and apply it to your life so that you can prosper, succeed, and flourish in every area. We teach you on finances. We teach you on faith, how to study the Bible, how to have an amazing marriage, how to design your time in a way where you're the most productive as possible. We talk about discovering your purpose, finding your thing. We got Zoom calls, Q&A calls. We got all kinds of amazing stuff over there. So head over to increaseministries.com. You could actually get free access to our flagship program, the Increase Academy, just when you support at any amount. You can get a pick. I love you guys. I'll see you on the inside.